you're in a competitive market. You've got a very, very strong position in that competitive market, but you're in a competitive market. So from your experience over at Harley-Davidson and now with Aston Martin, what is the key to maintaining and keeping a strong competitive advantage?
It's understanding your customers, but not just from a figures data perspective. And particularly in our market, and with Harley was the same, you really have to be and spend time at the front line, at events, in dealerships. You've got to intrinsically feel and understand who these people are and why they buy your product and your brand. And all of a sudden you start to realize, and with Harley it's the same, and with Aston it's no different. Yes, I can list you 5 competitive brands and models on each, but really those 2 brands stand in its own right almost. It's for the majority, if someone buys an Aston, and the same is true for Harley, they actually have made their choice at the brand level up front. Why? Because they really look for the intrinsic values of what these brands have to offer. The model is almost a second choice, or it's a repeat purchase. So I think the answer to the question, to keep it relatively short, is really understand who you are as a brand and the values intrinsically, not just what you do and your CI and your marcoms, but who really are you, what are real values behind it. And secondly, how does this connect with your target audience and with your customers? And I think only then do you start to look at, okay, how do we differentiate in the competitive set? Okay, fine, there are competitors, but if you really have that crystal clear, all of a sudden your competitive set isn't just, in our instance, Bentleys, Porsches, Maseratis, Ferraris, but it's actually the luxury spectrum as a whole, because most of our customers, I would say probably all of them, live in the multiple dimensions of consuming luxury goods for the sake of good taste. Right. And all of a sudden it's much broader. It's yachts, it's holidays, it's jets, it's you name it. It's not just the 5-6 top competitive brands.
It's really interesting that when I asked you that question, one of the first things you said is get out there with your customer and understand your customer, because it's a mantra that's so timeless and true. I was speaking to a marketing director the other day of a company I won't mention, but I asked her, when was the last time you spent time with the market? And she hadn't spent time with the market face to face for about 3 or 4 years. So really good. Oh, no names.
Sure.
So it's a really, really good point. And there's increasingly a lot of CEOs seem to be spending chunks of time with the front line, which is great.